Huncho form, got your bitch on porn, smash, with two forms.
Yo, what's up, people? It's your buddy Huncho Foreign here with my Bears pillow here and my other two pillows and my three little stuffed bear toys over there. Bought them in South Korea. They're pretty cool. Okay, so today I'm going to tell a little story based on something that happened here in Notice the Bears. And when I tell this story, I want you to listen. And if you want, you can write down the important information. Because after I tell the story, which is phase 1, tell the story, I will then go to phase 2, which is teach the vocabulary from that story. Then I'll go to phase 3, in which I will ask questions about the story and see if you can answer them. You feel me? You understand? So 1, tell the story. 2, go over the vocabulary. And 3, I will ask questions. So why waste time? Let's get to it. As long as you have 10 minutes, you can watch this video. All right. So here we go. This morning, I was a little bit hungry. I decided it would be better for me to go out and buy food rather than eat the food I already had here because I need more vitamins in my system. I need to eat more different types of foods. I need more fruits, vegetables, and eggs, stuff like that. So I decided to go buy some fruits, then go to the store to get eggs and chicken. So on my way to the store, first I go to the fruit guy, the guy who sells fruits. I saw him. It actually wasn't the normal fruit guy. It was his, I don't know if it's his little brother or just his partner, but it was a younger guy at the fruit stand than the one who's usually there. But I know him too, so I say hello. I bought some fruit, some vegetables. It cost me like 400 rubles. Then I kept moving. Then I went to the store. This store is pretty close to me. It's pretty close. I would say it's maybe a 1 minute walk in total. You know, I live in the center. A lot of things I need are very close. So I go to the store and all's good. All's normal. Everything's great. You know, I'm still a little bit sleepy, but everything's good. And as I walk towards the back, I see the security. He's just minding his business. He looks at me. He does the nod. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, blah, blah. And you know, we just walk past each other. And then I see the lady in the back. And the lady in the back, she's like the meat lady. She sells all the chicken, beef, pork, all that stuff. And the eggs are right next to her too. So I decided to buy the eggs. I bought very big eggs. And I also decided to cop some chicken wings, basically. So I asked for that stuff, I buy it. Now, as I'm buying this is when things get interesting. This is the interesting stuff right here. As I'm buying the meat from this meat lady, one of the stock ladies is next to me. You know, she's standing next to me and she's not looking at me. She's looking in front of her, but she's right next to me and her arms are crossed like this. You know, like I can see she has a real serious face and she's not moving. She's staying right there next to me. And I'm like, what is she staring at? She's not staring at me, but why is she so pissed off because I'm buying meat? I mean, she's not staring at me. She's standing right next to me. And I see her in my peripheral. I see her in my peripheral vision, but I'm not doing anything. So the first thing I thought was, damn, it feels like I'm black in America again. You know, when I bought some things sometimes in America, maybe I went to buy sneakers or clothes or something, it's often that you will have somebody follow you around to make sure you don't take anything. That doesn't really happen. I don't think that's ever happened to me in Russia, at least that I can remember. So I get my meat, I put it in the bag, get my eggs, and I'm gonna walk over to the cashier. I'm about to walk to the cashier. And as I turn around, I look, I see 3 gypsies. And the gypsies are a family. I believe they're a family. It was the mom and 2 sons. One son was maybe 8 and the other one was probably 6. I don't know. And they had on really, really, really big coats. And I mean, it wasn't that cold today, but they all had on very big coats. And then I realized, oh, that's probably why she's watching them so hard. That's why she's staring. That's why she's grilling, because she wants to see if they have sticky fingers. She's like probably wondering if they have sticky fingers or not. So she's just staring. She's still staring. Even as I walked away, she was still staring, and the gypsies didn't care. They're like, oh, look, bread. Oh, they didn't care. It's like they're used to it, you know. It's another day for them. So I go to the cashier. I see the cashier, a little bit, you know, and ask for a big bag, and I put my stuff in there, and I began to walk home. And as I was walking home, I just remembered that, you know, hey, sometimes I remember that things are a little different here in Russia than they are back home in America. Had this been America, I'm pretty sure the person would have been staring at me way more than they would have stared at the gypsies in the store. Like, I would be the center of attention if it were like a white neighborhood, because this is a white neighborhood. But I would be the center of attention, and the gypsies wouldn't. But here, it's different. And I believe this is because of maybe the stereotype. Maybe gypsies aren't very well loved in Russia, you know, and I have a feeling they're not. But it's just Russian culture, Russian history, and if you want to know more about that, you should ask a Russian person. So there's the story. I will now get out of bed and teach the vocabulary from the story. Then I will ask you questions about the story. Testing your English comprehension. Oh, I don't want to get off. So here goes the vocabulary portion of the video. I just left my bed. That was pretty hard. You know, when you don't have a job and you can sleep all day, you sometimes like sleeping all day. So let's get to it, all right? Vocabulary. Here's all of the vocabulary words. Now, I'm using the board the long way today. I think it's better this way. Now, when it's in red, and I will remind you, when it's in red, that means it's Ebonics, like Black American talk. So sometimes I teach that. And when it's blue, that means it's common slang that anyone would understand, but I probably wouldn't suggest you to use it in your university or something, okay? So let's start with the first one. The first one is fruit stand. Now in the story, I spoke about the guy's younger partner who was working the fruit stand. Now, what are we focusing on? We're focusing on the word stand. What is a stand? A stand is basically anything, like any of those little places outside where people put like a big table and maybe a big advertising paper billboard or something. Say, hey, come buy my tea, or hey, come buy my shirts. And they sell things on the street. Those things are called stands. So in America, we have hot dog stands where they sell hot dogs. There's all types of stands. We even have a lot of stands in New York City, in Manhattan, where they sell Russian shirts. Those are popular in some parts of New York City. So yeah, that's a stand. Somewhere, like, you also have a lot of stands that sell fruits and vegetables and kvass here in Russia. Fruits, vegetables, and kvass. Very common stands you may see out here in Russia, okay? Next one. Next one is pretty close. Now, what I said, the store is pretty close to me. What do I mean by pretty? Well, this is typical English. When something's pretty close or pretty big or pretty ugly, that means basically. Basically. So for example, I'm pretty dark. I'm basically dark. In Russia, I'm pretty dark because there's not that many people darker than me. Or you can say my English is pretty damn good because I speak English much better than the average person here. You could also say I'm pretty short. I'm not very tall. I'm just, basically short. So when you put pretty before the word like that, it kind of means basically, okay? So I hope you got that one. The next one is Ebonics. That's like hip hop slang. To cop means to buy. So I copped those bears that I showed you guys in South Korea. I copped this marker at Gorod Kanika or Chitai Gorod, something like that. Simple. To cop means to buy. Stock lady. A stock person but in this case it was a lady. A stock person is someone who works in a store or any kind of store, and it's their job to put things in places. They put them up there, so you put the bread, you put the snacks, you put the cookies, you put the shirts. You're just putting things where they belong. That is a stock person. That is actually the one job I've had my whole life when I was 18 years old, and I had it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then I promised to never have a job again. So that's a stock person. And this story, it was a stock lady. Next one is to stare. To stare. To stare basically means to look without blinking at something. Just usually with some anger or some attitude. That's to stare. Like right now I'm staring at the camera. That's staring. And in this story, you remember the stock lady was staring at the gypsy. She was just staring so hard. Okay, and next one is ebonics. This is, again, hip-hop slang. And just like to stare, it has the same meaning. It means to look without blinking. So these two have the same meaning right here. Same definitions. So if I wanted to speak proper English, I would say she's staring at me. If I wanted to speak ebonics, I would say she's grilling me. You know what I mean? So there you go. All right. Next one we're going to do peripheral vision. Now, I'm pretty sure the proper way to pronounce this is peripheral, but I say peripheral. Like I kind of skip the E, peripheral. And that's how some other people pronounce it, but just to be safe, you should say peripheral vision. So what is peripheral vision? That is what you see, but you're not looking at. So right now, I'm looking right at the camera. In my peripheral vision to the right, I see the door. I see the door over here. I don't see it very good, but it's in my peripheral vision. So is my hand. To the left, I see the other door leading to the washroom. And I see this door in this peripheral vision leading to the living room. So if I turn this way, now the camera is in my peripheral vision. I can see it, but not so good. And now the camera's in the left side of my peripheral vision, and I can kind of see it. So that's what peripheral vision is what you can see to the side. Next one is gypsies. I don't know how to explain it, but I think we all know what a gypsy is like. Let me show you on Google, all right? Show you a picture, because I'm not good at explaining this. I don't like explaining types of people. I don't want to be politically incorrect or something. But what's a good picture? I guess this is a good picture. These are gypsies here. Yeah, you guys see that? I hope. I don't know. I don't know if you see it, but yeah, these are gypsies according to Google. And they know, well, it looks like Europe's having a problem with it or something, according to the article. But gypsies, from my understanding, I don't know much, but I just kind of know what they look like sometimes. They just kind of like travel a lot, and they don't really have places to live. And some people say that women can hypnotize you. I don't know. But I've never had a problem with gypsies. I just remember this one gypsy little girl, every day I would go to the gym, like she would follow me for like 4 minutes until I gave her something. And it was so weird, because when I gave her money, it wasn't just giving her money to be nice. It was giving her money to go away, because she would walk next to me for so long that I thought she would stay with me. So I would give her money to go away, and it worked. But that little girl, like, she was going for me. She's like 5 years old. And she would walk next to me. Her parents would just look and not care, because they knew I would eventually give her 100 rubles or something to go away. You know, I don't have children for a reason. I like my freedom. All right, next one. They're probably thinking, if he don't give her money, well, at least he's going to take her and it'll be his responsibility. Not happening. Next one is coat. What is a coat? Well, it's like when it's cold, you wear the big, gigantic like shirt. But you know it's not a shirt, it's a coat. It could be fur. It could be made of feathers. It could have an animal's face on it. You know, a coat. A big item of clothing that you wear over your body when it's cold. So they had big, puffy coats in the story. Very big. And last one is slang, is sticky fingers. When someone has sticky fingers, that means they're likely to take something without paying. They're likely to steal. You understand? That's sticky fingers. And what does it mean when something's sticky? Oh, there's nothing sticky in here. Sticky is like honey. Honey sticky. If you touch honey, then touch something else, your hand might get stuck to it. Like with Scotch tape, you put it somewhere, the Scotch tape sticks to it and it's stuck, okay? So let's get to the third phase of the video. I'm gonna ask 5 questions, give you about 3 seconds to answer, then I'm gonna tell you the answer. If you want, you could go watch the story again if you learned some new vocabulary words, but if not, just here we go, okay? All right, name 2 items that I bought from the store. Name 2 items. There might have been 3, but name at least 2 items I bought from the store. 2 items I bought. Okay, what did I buy from the store? I bought eggs and chicken. If you said fruits and vegetables, you're wrong. I bought that from the stand. I didn't buy that from the store. Okay, that's 1. Number 2, who was the first person in the story that I acknowledged? When I walked in the store, I saw someone, I was like, meh, and that person was meh, and we kept going. Who was that person? Well, that person was the security guard. That was the first person I acknowledged in the store. The first person I saw when I came outside was the fruit stand boy, but the first person in the store was definitely the security. Part 3. How did I feel when I thought the stock lady was grilling me, staring at me? How did I feel? I said, it feels like I'm again. What did I feel? I said, it feels like I'm again. This is interesting. Well, I felt like I was black in America again. That's what it felt like, because usually those things happen to black people, not so much to me. 2 more. Not so much to me. Not so much in Russia. Number 4. What was the job of the lady who was staring at the gypsies? What was her job? That should be easy. She's a stock lady. And last question. How many family members were there with, how many gypsies were together that she was staring at? Do you remember how many were together? Well, if you don't, it was 3. I said it was a mother, a boy who was about 8, and another boy who was about 6. And that's basically it, guys. You got some new vocabulary, interesting story. If this is interesting, like it so I can make more. If it's not, give it a thumbs down so I know not to do this again. And that's basically it, people. I'm out. Later.